Hello and welcome to Nikon Report, your weekly roundup of all the latest Nikon news and all other photographic announcements that we found interesting. It's Konstantin here, and here is
Becky.
Number 34.
Wow.
Not many news this week from Nikon, but lots of third-party news.
Okay, so Nikon's news is according to Nikon Rumors. That's the news we've got.
Pretty much, yeah. I think we all sit quietly and in anticipation for Z9 imminent announcement.
Yes.
Whatever happens, it seems like any minute now, so within plus, I wouldn't say minus, 2 months. You see, photography show is happening between 18th and 21st of September, so just quick reminder for our UK viewers. Mm-hmm. And it would be nice for Nikon to have a Z9 demo body on the shop floor.
It would be very nice, even if it's in a glass display case.
Yeah,
I'd be okay with
no
that.
No touchy, just watchy.
That's right.
Yeah, that one.
But truly, I'm expecting it then. I think that that will also kind of create a lot of buzz around the Nikon stand, which is what they always want. Every photography show, they've tried to create something that will make people come to the Nikon stand.
That's true. Good luck with the social distances then.
I don't know how that's going to work. Anyway, we'll be there.
Absolutely. But it would feel like a missed opportunity if they're not going to have the camera there.
For sure. And considering that we've seen glimpses of it at the Olympics, it would be really nice to see it in person.
That's true. So 2 glass boxes, right? So Z9 in one and then 400 Z 2.8 in another box.
Right, which brings us to our first news. So according to Nikon Rumors, only one new Nikon Z lens is expected to actually start shipping this year. And that's the Nikkor Z 400mm f2.8, presumably S line lens.
That's the one.
Now, it says it has an internally assigned announcement and production date. The other Nikon Z lens is supposedly the 85mm f1.2, which we've talked about. And it says it doesn't have an assigned date and is not expected to start shipping this year. We may still see a development announcement of this one. The same situation is with the 200 to 600, which has been long anticipated, and the 24 to 105 Z lenses, which is not a new one, but it's certainly one that wasn't on my radar. In the best case scenario, expect a development announcement, but no actual shipping in 2021.
Okay, my take on this is it would be nice to have the lenses out, but you can't really blame Nikon with all the, obviously, COVID situation and the chip shortages, which is actually getting worse for some reason. So I still think that we may see the 28mm and 40mm lenses release. So not just in the special edition version, but the original designs that they've released when they did the development announcements.
That's right.
So I think that may still happen. And then we also heard about Z30 camera, which is, according to rumors, is ready and finalized in terms of specs and design. And it's just a matter of having enough semiconductors to produce the camera.
Right. Okay. Well, we will see. Hopefully, we'll see something in the next month or two.
And that's all for this week. Thank you very much for joining us.
No, okay. So next up, Nikon announced the 2021 Nikon Small World in Motion winners. We did announce that this competition was happening back whenever it was.
All right. Well, could you read for me all that bunch of gibberish that is written there? Because I don't know macro at all.
Yeah. So glowing tardigrade muscles, SARS-CoV-2 infections in bat brain cells, a thrilling flight through a 7-day-old chicken embryo's nervous system. Such otherwise invisible small worlds pulse with energy, undeniably alive. Now in its 11th year, Nikon's Small World in Motion competition has made these phenomena and more visible, collected from microscopes around the world. There is actually a compilation video in the link. We will put it in the description box and in the podcast notes for you. So if you'd like to have a look at the showcase of all of the competition winners, you can do so there. Yeah,
published by Scientific American, which is, I guess, a journal about science in America.
One would assume.
Yeah, so let's go to the third-party news.
Okay.
Adobe added support for Zfc with their releases of updates for Lightroom and also Adobe RAW.
Woo!
So that's all good and dandy. One thing I've noticed, because I went to the press release and say, okay, here's the list of supported cameras, and obviously all Zs are there. But then I went to the list of supported lenses, and there are no Z lenses that have profiles.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
For Adobe Lightroom or Adobe RAW.
Yes.
So I would love to have the profiles created for those lenses, because there are quite a few of them available already.
Yeah, exactly. Quite a few available, and they have been for about 2 years now.
Exactly.
Yes, it's an odd one, actually.
Absolutely, and some of them are in stock.
Saying that.
Yes.
Okay, so Nikon Z cameras have a lot of in-camera profile corrections. right? You have the
Yes.
lens distortion control data that you update when new lenses come out.
Yes.
And if you turn off all of those adjustments in camera and you look at what the camera is doing, essentially, the camera's handling a huge number of those corrections.
That's true.
So I wonder if that's why Adobe haven't decided to add extra corrections, because
That's a good question, Becky. I think we don't know much about that. So if our viewers can tell us and point it out, someone's going to say, Becky, I know, and you don't.
That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Absolutely. So if you guys can share it in the discussion under the video below, that would be nice. And then maybe next week,
we can discuss the discussion.
it's exactly between us while I'm on holiday.
Oh, yeah, good point.
But it's an interesting one. Yes, you're right. I'm just thinking, does it only apply to JPEGs, or it also applies to RAW files, etc., etc.? So this is why I'm not 100% sure. But a lot of cameras do a lot of things nowadays for RAW data.
Very true. Kokin announced a filter holder for the Nikkor Z 14-24 f2.8 lens, which is an NX filter holder system. They will soon release a new adapter ring that will make it compatible with their new NX filter holder system, and the new solution will offer no vignetting when using 2 filters and very slight vignetting when using the polarizer. Polarizer?
Polaroid.
Combine harvester. The new solution will offer no vignetting when using 2 filters and a very slight vignetting when using the polarizer at 14 millimeters.
So Kokin joins other bunch of manufacturers that have solutions for 14-24 lenses. So why not? The more, the merrier.
Exactly.
Next one up is Megadap ETZ11 adapter, which allows you to put Sony E lenses to Nikon Z cameras. Always dreamt of Nikon camera? Couldn't afford one? Stuck with your Sony lenses? Megadap adapter is for you.
They have your back.
They're going to love me in the comments.
They are. So you know how I picked up the Megadap AF adapter?
Yeah, the one that is kind of it's a Leica adapter, but then you can also put an F-mount adapter on top of it and still have autofocus with your Nikon lenses, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Very, very slow to focus. One of these days we'll do a review on it. You will have no patience for the length of time it takes to focus for that. You'll be like, why bother? But it's quite a nice idea to have different brands adapted to the Z cameras. So essentially you can turn your Sony E lenses into autofocus Nikon Z lenses.
That's true. And then also third-party E-type lenses as well. So Sigma, Tamron, Zeiss, Voigtlander, Semillon. So all those with Sony E mount can be put on Nikon Z camera.
Exactly. Now, apparently this is the only adapter in the market that also supports Nikon Z APS-C cameras. Didn't know that. It's only 2 millimeters thin, or thick, as we'd normally say, 2 millimeters thick. But it's very thin, very skinny. There is support for AFS, AFC, AFF, IAF, and face detection.
Oh, that's good.
You also get smooth focusing performance during video shooting, smooth auto aperture, supports the use of manual lenses. You get the support of the AF manual focus button switch on the lens. And you can update the firmware via micro USB and a gifted clip. There's a gifted clip with it too.
Oh, nice. It's a bonus, I guess. But it's an interesting one because obviously I don't expect the autofocus to be as good as on Nikon Z lenses. But if you are considering switching from Sony to Nikon, it's a nice stopgap. So you don't have to spend too much money upgrading all your lenses. So you can start with what you have and just have the body with Sony lenses and slowly and eventually upgrade to Nikon Z glass.
Exactly. A little bit like buying a Nikon Z camera with an FTZ and then slowly but surely changing over your F-mount glass if you feel so inclined.
Pretty much it. I'm not sure if you can attach joystick from PlayStation to Nikon Z camera, so I think that's still in the development.
Don't know if your Sony TV remote control will work with it either.
That's true. I tried to take a picture with the Sony TV remote and my Z camera just didn't take any pictures.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
Okay, next one up. Company TEAC is developing a new Tascam adapter for Nikon mirrorless cameras. It allows you to convert your XLR microphone, just like this. I would unplug it, but then you wouldn't hear me. So it allows you basically, it goes on the camera, you can connect this mic into the XLR adapter, and then it would go straight into the camera.
We need one of those.
We need one of those, especially when we're shooting. Imagine we are at photography show with one of those.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
And then you're going to say, oh, hi, Nikon. What's new? What's cooking? And there's like, oh, hi, Becky. We had Z9 in the pipeline. Here's it's in a glass box, with a 400mm, but you can't touch it.
No touchy. Just
exactly.
looking.
Just watching.
Okay, so this is quite an interesting. I've not heard of the company TEAC. I'll be honest. However, it sounds like the collaboration between them and Nikon, Canon, and Fuji to create these adapters could be something that we see a lot of in the future.
Tascam is a well-known audio recording device for cinematographers. So normally you'd have something like this. So this is Zoom H6 that we used before. We've got the Zoom P8, which is a fancy thing for podcasts. But what the thing does, and Tascam basically the same thing, it will have XLR inputs where you can connect several mics to it. And then imagine you're recording a band, and you have one mic that goes to the singer, one that records the drum, another one that records, let's say, guitar. And that thing allows you to record different tracks for that. So, and then you'll master it on the computer later on, right?
Fancy.
So what this thing allows you is to record directly into the camera. So that way it kind of simplifies the whole editing it, but at the same time, it's much easier. So if you're not that advanced where you can line up the different tracks on those devices, you can just have one of those. It mounts on the hot shoe of your camera. You plug your microphone in there, and then the audio track goes inside the camera onto your memory card.
Exactly. And the reason for using something like this as opposed to a smaller simple microphone with a 3.5mm jack.
Those are fancier.
Yeah, they are fancier. The sound quality is better. If you've noticed the progress of our podcast audio quality over the months that we've been doing this, and also on the live streams, then that's one reason why one would do this instead of going for a smaller microphone, which is fine for certain purposes. But having a third-party company create something like this is very cool.
Absolutely. And then it was developed, this accessory, with in collaboration with Nikon, Canon, and Fujifilm. So it also has built-in amplifier, which pushes the strength of the signal coming from the mic. So it looks like a very nice accessory for portable shooting, because if this is, let's say, too bulky, then that accessory is a little bit small and light.
Excellent.
Next one up, COKIN released the MOZA Air 2 and 2S gimbals. So those are stabilizer gimbals that everyone uses for videography nowadays.
Yes.
And that allows you to stabilize the camera while you are on location without use of stands or tripods or all sorts of stabilizing things.
Excellent. Do you think this one is going to be lighter than the last one?
Well, our problem is we had the original MOZA Air, and for our cameraman, who is Fatini, it was a little bit too heavy. Well, actually, it's too heavy for a lot of people.
It's heavy for everyone.
Absolutely. And then obviously those are designed for DSLRs effectively, but it becomes really, really heavy, and you definitely need to have really strong hands. So the 2S version is designed for mirrorless cameras specifically. It's still quite heavy for lots of things, but if you've got a nice cameraman who works out, then you should be fine.
Careful now.
And again, we remind you that photography show is scheduled for 18th till 21st of September in Birmingham.
Yes.
Just 2 hours from London, since we are a London-centric podcast. I'm going to say it on every video now. But also, there's a Photo London Festival, which is in London, in Somerset House, and it's scheduled from Wednesday, 8th of September till Sunday, 12th of September.
Yes, we do also have a discount code for tickets, which we will pop in the description box below. So if you would like to get a hold of some tickets and come and see us, we'll be there just roaming around at the Nikon stand on some of the days, but also a huge showcase of modern day photography. So well worth a visit.
Yeah, so Photo London is less gear, more photography. But for us gearheads, photography show is where it's at, really.
Yes.
Everyone is going to be there. You name it.
You name it, they'll be there.
Nintendo, Xbox.
For photography. Sure.
We're going to be there at some point. Come catch us if you can. Please don't.
Don't.
All right, let's move on to reviews. So a couple of reviews came out this week. So first one up is on YouTube by DP Review TV YouTube channel. So they publish review on Nikkor Z 1424 2.8 lens. They like it. They say it's a good upgrade over F-mount version. Go buy one.
Yeah, they call it the Nikkor f2.8 Trio is complete! ! Exciting.
Absolutely. And then Photography Blog published 2 reviews as well. So first one up is a 50mm micro lens. They gave it 4.5 whatever something out of 5.
Thumbs up. Okay. So it says, overall, there's a lot to like about this lens. It produces excellent results, impressive sharpness, and is small and light enough to put in your kit bag and not think too much about it. If you haven't already got a 50mm lens in your lineup, it works well as both a macro and a general 50mm lens, being suitable for a wide range of subjects, which I would have to agree on. If you're a dedicated macro shooter, we'd likely recommend the 105, but for almost everybody else, the Nikon Zfc 50mm f2.8 is an excellent option. I would say that it's actually very much suited for certain things that the 105 wouldn't be suited for.
That's true.
I've used both and I like both, but I do think that some things are better than others with each one. So anyway, interesting. The other review that they posted was on the ZFC, which they also gave 4.5 out of 5.
Balonies.
They said, Nikon's future could well be boosted by its past. How very deep and profound. Sorry, that sounds so sarcastic.
Hold on, let me just light my pipe.
They said Nikon's future could well be boosted by its past, as its mirrorless ZFC takes inspiration from the 1980s to attempt to push its long-established heritage to the forefront and hook a fresh generation of photographers. I like this.
Yeah, I think it took him about 2 hours to write the sentence.
Ultimately, if you prefer a modern-looking Nikon mirrorless, then the Z50 is a great option. But if the vintage bells and whistles hold an extra appeal and such nostalgia tweaks those heartstrings, then the ZFC is the one. I like the way that's written because... yeah, makes sense.
So basically what they say, it's effectively Z50 in a retro shade. So tell me, Becky, why would you go for ZFC? Apart of the looks, why would you go for ZFC over Z50?
Well, the ZFC is kind of an upgrade. It has the hot charging function. You've also got improved autofocus and IAF performance and all the rest of it. What else did they put in there? Better low light performance.
Lots of love and care.
They put lots of hearts.
So I would personally call it maybe Z50 Mark II in a retro form, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that it had the upgrades needed for the Z50. The hot charging thing is a very important function, particularly if you plan to use a smaller camera like that for a webcam or a streaming camera. So that was a absolute must-have. The improved autofocus is also very nice. I didn't have many complaints about the Z50 autofocus, but you're using it for a specific job. And the ZFC, you're not necessarily using for fast moving stuff with all its little knobs and dials. But I think it's a very nice upgrade.
Yeah,
indeed.
you can still do that thing. And obviously, you know, like maybe we wouldn't use ZFC for, let's say, a blogging thing, but camera's clearly designed around it with a tilted screen, and also for some YouTube productions. Yes, you can plug it into the mains effectively, and it's going to be charged and stream for hours.
Exactly. For your weekend read and watch segment, we have Nikon released a history overview of major business and product related events at various points in time from 1917.
1917. It's all began in 1917 when the Russian Revolution happened. And two Japan's leading optical manufacturers, the Optical Instrument Department of Tokyo Keiko Seisakusho and Reflecting Mirror Department of Iwaki Glass Manufacturer, merged with capital investment from Kayata Iwasaki, the president of Mitsubishi, to from a comprehensive, fully integrated optical company known as Nippon Kagaku KK, just like Konstantin Kochkin. They merged with Fuji lens manufacturing immediately after establishment.
Wow.
It can't get more corporate than that.
That's right.
So if you're into that, do check this out.
It's actually quite cool because it gives a whole timeline of the different kind of company evolutions and what happened as they went along. So considering that Nikon is over 100 years old, there's quite a lot of history there.
All right. The next one up is video by Ryan Troy, who we know and we like very much. He tests Z7 Mark II autofocus.
Yeah, did he call it the good, the bad, and the ugly?
That's right. A little nod to you, Becky.
I don't think it is.
Or Clint Eastwood. You never know. But Ryan, definitely let's talk and make something together.
Absolutely. Next up, we have the Nikon Z7 II. This is the camera we'd buy if we didn't shoot with Leicas, by Three Blind Men and an Elephant Productions YouTube channel.
First of all, I love the sound of this man's voice. It's just so soothing. Second of all, and I will speak like this now. Second of all, he talks how underappreciated Nikon Z is. And while we have a clickbaity title saying we should like us, he talks a lot about that system and why a lot of people are using it. So do check it out. I wouldn't normally put something like this, but I watched it and I wholeheartedly agree with him. Disclaimer, I don't shoot like us, just, you know.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Last up, Roger Cicala, Imaging Before Photography Part 3, The Showman and the Sheriff, is an article on DP Review. It's an article in which he discusses the first image makers. This particular article covers years from 1820 to 1839.
Yeah, the image makers back then. So this is part 3 of the article. Do check it out, part 1 and part 2 as well. Brilliant stuff. Now, for some of you who don't know Roger Cicala, he is the founder of lensrental.com, who is the largest online retailer provider of photography and lighting equipment in the United States. I do recommend their podcast as well. Do check them out. Really, really good stuff. So we will leave you with that. Thank you for joining us this week.
Yes, thank you for watching and or listening. Please do give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube, or if you're listening on a podcast platform, how about a follow, maybe even a review? That would be most appreciated.
If you have a rumor to share, and I'm sure we'll hear a lot more rumors about upcoming Z9, any minute now, +- 2 months, you can send it to media@gracewestminster.co.uk. And if you want to find us on the internets,
on the interweb, you can find me on Instagram at Rebecca_Danese or Rebecca_reads book.
yeah, I'm also there at Konstantin Kochkin.
Excellent. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. No,
We won't see you next week.
We won't see you next week.
So we're going to go on hiatus. Is that the word?
We're going on a podcast hiatus, not a live stream hiatus. But yes, next week is bank holiday here in the UK, so we won't be filming our podcast as we usually do on a Monday. However, we will be around for a live stream on the Friday, and we're going to try and get out some videos in the meantime. So hang tight, and we'll see you very soon.
Bye.
Bye.